Well, you'd never be able to run for city council.
This is another example of how we pretend to study. We know what we need to do. We need to have healthier food options in the cafeterias. The food needs to be better. We need to make sure we're already working on getting, soda machines and candy and that sort of thing out of there. But because there's some opposition to that, we're going to study it for a while.
But also,
right?
I don't know.
Also, somebody gets a grant to study it. I mean,
it's just creepy. I'm sorry, I don't have as sophisticated a word as you do, but it's just creepy. I mean, who are these people? Whose job will it be to watch those cameras or watch that video?
Somebody making at least $80,000 a year.
You talk about improper photography.
It reminds me of the day when I was in 3rd or 4th grade and I bought a lunch, and sister such and such at St. Cecilia's did not let me go to recess until I ate, the healthy portion of it, and of course I didn't.
Did you just stuff it in your milk carton?
No, I just sat
and
there.
To this day, Louis has not been to recess.
Lost my recess that day, and it's a defining moment. But I still remember it, that I did not eat that. I wasn't going to eat it, and I guess I had to give up recess, and that was painful.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to eat it. I was a thick eater.
So was it broccoli or what?
It was something.
Oh, wait! You said you remember. Come on.
Well, it might have been macaroni and cheese, but I didn't like macaroni and cheese. I just didn't eat that part of it. I think it was the fish plate.
I get the feeling it could have been Louis' favorite food.
No.
The point was no one was going to tell him. It wasn't that he didn't like it, Steve. It was probably something he liked just fine. No one was going to tell him what he had to eat, right?
Well, no.
I know you better than you know yourself, Barrios. All right, and speaking of kids in school, Illinois State Senator Shane Coulter says, we have this problem with obese kids. Maybe we should take away the tax deduction for parents who have obese kids. He was referring to Illinois income taxes. They have a state income tax. Hey, maybe you should lose your $2,000 a year deduction if you send your kid to school overweight. Really? Really? That's really the answer?
I'm sorry, what's wrong with that?
You like that idea? You want to run with that?
I understand sarcasm doesn't work on radio, so no, I don't like that idea, Jack.
And by the way, he's a Republican, which just goes to show that social engineering is alive and well in both parties. But how do you get to the point where you think the answer to the obesity epidemic, if that's the right word or whatever, is we're gonna punish these parents? I mean, really.
Well, let's just set aside for a minute how unseemly it is and how weird it is. But I also think that you're kind of removing the the cause and the effect a little bit far apart. So that I don't think it would be very effective anyways. But it's also just a horrible idea. So I guess they are kind of weighing your kids anyways, maybe for gym class. But now we're going to start weighing your kids, and the school reports that, and then.
Well, methinks too that it's no coincidence that this is coming out of a state that's deeply in a hole. Very in debt. That maybe they would like every opportunity to pick up those extra tax deductions. But I mean, would you have to maybe as tax season approached, start putting your kid on the treadmill and really guilting? Maybe you guilt your kids. Hey, if you don't drop 15 pounds, you're going to cost me $2,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that good parenting?
It's just another we always look for the easier way to do something in some roundabout way instead of just taking the harder, more direct way to get there.
I don't even know. I mean, do we really have a nationwide problem with kids being overweight, or is it just that our whole population is getting bigger, and kids are just I mean, I have the feeling most of what's probably going on with the kids is also what's going on with the parents or the adults.
We have a problem with overweight adults, and we also have a problem with overweight kids. There were actually some pretty alarming
statistics
that came out.
Are they separate problems, though?
No, I imagine they're related, right? Because the kids tend to eat the way the parents eat. So again, but it's instead of saying, all right, what do we as a nation as a whole need to talk about what we're eating, how we're eating it, about physical activity, let's try to find these weird little programs. Let's stick cameras in, cafeterias. Let's
hey, I know. Let's put a camera right in the food, so the kid digs into that fatty dessert, and he hits a camera with his spork, and it guilts him into not eating the rest of it. He's too ashamed to eat it on camera. Maybe that would work.
But I thought Bloomberg has the right idea about saying that you cannot use food stamps to buy non-nutritional sugary drinks. I mean, the idea behind programs like WIC and food stamps is that you are able to nourish your family, to provide things for them that keep them alive and healthy and able to go to school and learn and better their lives. And sodas just don't fit into that category. But of course, the lobbying response to that has been huge, and so that skews the conversation as well.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have a lot of success with a political solution to obesity anyway. I really don't. I mean, no matter what you endorse or which approach you think is right, I don't think our politicians are going to be the ones that slim us down. You know, not only do I not believe that they really care about us, which I know is a shock, I don't think they really do, but also, I mean, if we don't trust them on the core missions that they're actually carrying out, the things that are obviously related to government, I don't think we're going to suddenly take their caloric
if they
advice.
Can't keep our
their,
SEAL team safe.
Thank you.
Right.
If they can't protect the identity of our SEAL team and show us our photos, and we're not taking dietary advice from them either. On that note, Elaine, Wolff, I know you'll be watching those returns tomorrow night. It'll be interesting to hear from you next week to see how this.
Parties as I can.
There you go. Well, that's every weekend, right?
It's
Elaine?
work, though, yeah.
But enough about that problem. Elaine Wolff, who's the editor of PlazaTheArmistX.com. You should check it out online. It's a great online resource for political news, cultural news, and what's going on around town. Louis Barrios, always to be found at Los Barrios, La Hacienda. And we hope you have a great weekend. And say hi to the family for us.
Yes, sir.
And Steve Hilbig, keep on keeping on with the Fourth Court of Appeals. We don't know exactly what you do, but keep on doing it.
It's a mystery to me.
Yes, okay. And the podcast for Gang of Four will go up this afternoon. The video podcast will go up next week. So we do release the pictures on this show. It is 11:40 on News Talk 550 KTSA. Here's Karen.
All right.
NBA